This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho, there's Jeff Cutastrophe. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe on this date. And on this day, September 19th, 1988, at the 3-meter diving, springboard diving competition of the men's, Greg Louganis went boink. So it's a preliminary round. 35 divers trying to get in to the top 12 and to dive for the title the next day. Canada had a couple of competitors who didn't do so well, so fucked it up. It's Greg Louganis' turn to dive. He's a pro at this. He's the 1984 champion at 3-meter springboard. But then disaster struck. As he went up for a dive, he unfortunately launched himself too close to the diving board on his rotations, and you can imagine the reaction. Bonk off the head, the diving board off the head, and he was bleeding in the pool and all that. It took officials a while to realize that and then to run to his aid and help him out. He was trying his reverse 2.5 pike in the third round of the preliminaries. And somehow, in some way, did not daze him enough for him to pull out of the competition. He ended up finishing 4th in the preliminaries, which was plenty enough to get him into the tournament. Get into the finals the next day. The next day saw divers from China, West Germany, United States, China, Mexico, Holland, Austria, Japan, and the Soviet Union try to go for it. Anyway, it was a tight competition for the 3-meter. Louganis had to have stitches, and people thought he would be hurt. Well, he had a concussion, but Louganis stayed strong, saying that, I got to do this for my country. And he did. The next day, he performed the dive that suffered the head injury, and then all of a sudden, he did well enough. He ended up winning the gold medal, taking down the 2 Chinese divers, Tan Li Lingji and Li Diling. Louganis did it. America's Mark Bradshaw took 5th, so that's not half bad. And all that. Yeah, for me, it's weird to see an Austrian in diving, but anyhow, that's neither here nor there. However, Louganis, even though he had suffered a concussion and all that, he still took part in the 10-meter platform, which didn't have like a diving board. It was just a platform. Fortunately for Louganis, he ended up winning the title over the Chinese diver Zheng Mi with Jesus Mena, who didn't do so well in the preliminaries, actually shocking the world by getting a bronze, taking down the Russian Trigovorazi. Li Kongzheng, who took 3rd in preliminaries for the 10-meter diving, only finished 6th. Louganis led after the preliminaries, and Ni took 2nd. Canadian David Bedard got to the top 12, but only finished 11th. But yeah, Greg Louganis shocked everyone. And that's a big moment for U.S. diving history. Unfortunately, years later, we would soon learn that Greg Louganis had HIV. Not the AIDS, but he had HIV. Which kind of freaks people out because, with him bleeding in the pool in Seoul, South Korea, at the 80 Olympics, it was like, oh my gosh, did they clean the water clean enough? I think they did. But anyway, yeah, it was shocking for that dive. And then Louganis to be HIV positive. Being gay is one thing, but having HIV is another thing. And people were freaking out over that. But Louganis still leads a normal, active life, helping gay athletes and all that. So, good on him. I know this is kind of short and all that, but, I was thinking of a good topic. And I guess I didn't talk as long as I thought I would. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm Jeff. I'm going to do.